Welcome back, everybody. Northwegian lockpicker here. So, quick update. Just gonna try and do a quick video here. It's package day, so I got a package from Sparrows, and I've got a quick update on my calibration after my last video on my key machine. So the calibration was off, and I recalibrated it so it fits. So when I set it to duplicate here on the wheel, I put a key that I want to copy here in the blank on this side, and it actually successfully cuts a duplicate, and it works in the key, or in the lock. So I had duplicated my challenge lock 1 key, and I duplicated it with another key, and it works. It hangs up a little bit, but this isn't a fair test because this lock, the pinning that I put in there was very touchy sensitive. So I think if I had normal standard pins, it wouldn't be nearly as finicky. But and then the way it appears, if I actually, when I calibrated it to duplicate on the wheel, that's the lowest spot, the deepest setting with the wheel in here. So I was thinking that I had to have a blank key in on this side, and then the key that I'm cutting code on this side, but it appears that it runs code off of the flat surface here on the clamp, and then you would set this to whatever pin cutting that you're setting. So you'd cut pin 1 on 1, and say it's a 4, you would set it to a 4. You'd move the pin 2, and then pin 3, if you're cutting a 3 cut, you would move to pin 3. The hard part is I marked out here for a schlag the center cuts, or the center of the pin cuts, so I know the spacing, and you can kind of see that on the video there, the lines that I marked out. But otherwise I'm not sure what you would use, if there's some kind of a blank that you would put in here or what. I tried finding a owner's manual for this thing online. The only place I found it, it was gonna make me pay for it, which was pretty cheap, but I wasn't even able to preview to see if I had the right manual for this or not, so I didn't want to pay for something that was wrong. But that's where I'm at on that. So on to the fun stuff, the Sparrows package. I just cut the package open, thought I was recording a video, and then realized that I had already hit the wrong button. So let's start over. Okay, so I ordered lost the 40 thousandths heavy bar out of my everyday carry kit, and ordered some new heavy bars. The new ones, it looks like the new heavy bars come with the serrations on them, which the last 2 sets of heavy bars that I had did not. Let's see, I don't even remember what I ordered. So I ordered 2 sets of the heavy bars, so I have a spare set. Okay. So here's what I ordered. I ordered the Sparrows followers, the plug followers. Thought it might be kind of nice to have that versus the ones that I cut out of the selfie stick, which they work fine, but kind of nice to have something a little more official, I guess. And these are a little different than I expected. I expected a solid block, but they've got some counter milling in them. That's kind of interesting. I love Sparrow stuff, guys. It's like a kid in a candy store getting all this stuff. So I'm not sure why that's hollow. If it's just counter milled out. It's really light. Feels like it's made out of aluminum. Cut on the back to fit over. I don't remember which locks, which company uses, which you need that for, but And it looks like they're all pretty much the same. This one here, no. This one's got a slot cut on the side of it. This one does not. I guess this will be a learning process for me as well. I'm guessing that's so you can turn it and populate your pins, or I really don't know. If any of you guys know what that's for, what the purpose of that slot is, I'd be happy to see the information. Okay, this one's solid like I kind of expected all of them to be, but it's got the cut on one side. This one must be for like an American lock and master locks. I'm guessing that'll fit in there, or maybe this one is. They're very nice, clean milling. This one's a solid plug with the relief cut on the one side. So that's awesome. We have an official set of plug followers now. And lockpicking newbie. He's always using his shims, so I had to follow suit. He likes using his shims just because he's got them, so I decided that I'm going to order some shims too. And it looks like I got 3 different sizes. And it's going to be a lot nicer than messing around with cutting little tiny pieces of plastic. So it's the first time I've ever had real lock shims. That's fun. Alright, and then I've got the master key pinning set. How cool is that? So I watched a few videos. I believe Bosnian Bill did a video on it where he actually stepped through the process, and there's little keys, different keys and labels, and it's for if you're, say, an apartment building or where you're renting out rooms, you can give a user key, and it's got 3 different levels of hierarchy, I believe. So you would have a user key or the tenant key, and then you'd have maybe a maintenance man on each floor. So you would have, their key would open only the locks. The user key would only open their lock. And then you pin the maintenance key. So this key would open only the locks, or every lock on a given floor. And then you would have the master key. Maybe the landlord would hold this key, and all the locks would also be pinned. So his key would then open every lock on in the entire building on all floors. It's a really cool concept. Every time I start trying to work through it in my brain, my head starts to hurt. So I thought I would buy the set and actually play around with it a little bit. So once I do it a few times, I think it'll make sense in my head and understand. What you do is you use these you pin up for each key, and then you use these wafers to separate from one key to the next. And I guess that's about as much as I can tell you guys right now. I'm sorry I don't have more information, but I will do a video on this. I've got the Sparrows progressive locks that I can use these in, so I'll have the 3 different locks, and hopefully when it's all said and done, I'll have each lock pinned up. So one key will open one lock only. The next key will open 2 of the locks, and the next key should open all 3 locks. I think that's the gist of it. So it's going to be fun to play with. It's all about learning. That's a really cool little case. Some more pins to play with, springs. That's going to be a lot of fun to play with. And the pièce de resistance, I decided to order the dimple pick set. Now I don't even have a dimple block that I can really play with yet. I ordered 2 locks and they should be here tomorrow. And but I guess I do have a practice lock. I forgot about that. I'll grab that. Maybe we can do I can do a quick picking on that one, but that's not really a fair test for these picks. But this is the unboxing. This is the first time I've seen them, so you guys get to see it with me. So it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different Z-bars, tension wrenches. And I'm sure you've all seen numerous videos on these things, but they're a lot smaller than I thought. They always look bigger. Oh, these are great, beautiful picks. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So this looks like it's a... Oop, I'm not even close to the camera. Sorry about that. Come on, you can do it. There we go. This looks like it's a right-handed pick. Okay, and the left-handed pick, flag. Nice little Sparrows emblem on the back. I wonder, it looks like the key lines up with the tip of the flag. Okay, and then the third one on that is just a flat pick. These actually, they look like I might touch them with a little bit of sandpaper, but before I do that, because I haven't even touched dimple locks other than using a half diamond or something, I'm going to start out using these as they come from Sparrows, and then if I decide at that point that I need to adjust or trim anything, that's what I'll do. So then there's, I'll back this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So this also flips open, and there's a second tier here, and there's 4 more picks on the bottom. What a cool little kit. I've been drawn to this every time I go onto the Sparrows website. I'm looking at it and kind of drooling, but I've held off just because I really wanted to get a little better handle on picking pin and tumblers before I moved on to different types of locks, but I couldn't take it anymore and wanted to order them. So this one's kind of an offset straight. Okay, and then I've got a offset on the other side, but this one's kind of straight. It's not curved at all. And this one, so far everyone that I've looked at, the Sparrows keyway lines up with the straight with the flag. Okay, that one's offset. Trying to see. Now, I know so little about dimple locks that I really don't even know what the difference is from what I'll use one tool versus the next. So that's going to be a complete learning process with you guys. This one looks like it should have a curve on it, but the top here is completely flat, but they're really dainty and fine compared to what I expected to see when I got these. I really expected these to be a lot thicker, heavier, but it's very cool. Very nice quality craftsmanship, quality work. As much as I know, I think that these are pretty much ready to use right out of the packaging, and it's exciting. So I ordered a I think the first one is a off-brand, off of Amazon, dimple lock, and then the other one's a Abyss Marine with dimple pins on it. So that's the 2 locks that I've got coming in the mail. give you guys a lock here so I can pick it. So this is a, here, I should move this aside here. I ordered this years ago. Not years ago, probably about 1.5 years ago. It's a practice lock set off of Amazon, and it comes with 3 locks. And I grew out of this almost by the time it had even gotten here in the mail. So I was picking on master locks and everything else, but this one's a dimple lock, so I can actually give you guys a test on that. And then see what that looks like. So I suppose each side is keyed differently. Yep. Okay, so there's the lock. And you know what? I'm actually going to do this because we're learning together. I'm actually going to set this up in here so we can utilize the fact that this is a practice lock. Alright, I know very little about this process, so I'm kind of guessing. I think what I want to do, of course I've watched Bosnian Bill and Lockpicking Lawyer do all of this numerous times. These Z-bars are too big, too fat. Alright. I'm just going to grab them all here and see if I can understand what I'm doing. Yeah, they hit the pins. So I'm thinking that I gotta tilt this a little more so you guys can see it. I'm going to try tension it from the left side, and then I'll try pick from the right, just to start out. Okay, and get this so you can see what's going on. Try and set it so you can see the pins and the lock, kind of. Adjust the camera. Hold on, the world's gonna move. That looks better. Okay, now since I'm picking from the left, I think I want, or picking from the right to the pins, I think I want this flag. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I'm gonna try. So start out real light tension. I'm gonna try and it goes all the way to the back. Okay, there, I'm on that pin. That one's, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins it looks like. Okay, there's that one, not binding. Let's see, it'd be 4, 5, pin 5, binding a little bit. This is going to be challenging to learn counting pins this direction. Everything feels different. I have picked this lock before, guys. I've used oh, there I overset 3. Put that back. But I was just using a half diamond, and this lock is, it's not a fair test of picking skills whatsoever, because you can almost go in there with just any old pick and just lift all the pins and rock them around a little bit, and it just gives up. But might be a good little bit of a learning tool for me. not feeling anything binding here. Oh, there we go. It was the 7th pin. Very cool. Alright, well, this video got longer than I thought it was gonna. I was trying to do it quick, but it still ended up taking 20 minutes. But for those of you that stuck around, thank you, appreciate it. And I will be back with more. I'm gonna do a shout out for Skull Picker and for his challenge or giveaway. That'll be coming shortly, but otherwise I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for sticking around, those of you that did. Remember to keep it legal, and if you don't respect the keyhole, don't put your pick in it. Thanks, guys.